What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another one. Today, doing a DIY project. Seems to be what I've been doing a little bit of during the summertime here while I got some time. And I feel like this is pretty fitting for this time of year. Bow season for most places coming up quickly upon us. And if you're like me, I moved, and usually whenever I'm out practicing with my bow, I have my target, and then I have something for a backstop. And always in the past, I've been around my grandparents where they could drop me off a round bale. That'd be my backing. Well, I've moved and not so close anymore. So had to build my own arrow backstop in case I miss my target. I don't want that thing just flying off willy-nilly wherever, lose my arrow and possibly tear up jack and have the neighbors mad at me, and that's never a good thing. So I'm gonna bring you along, show you a little bit what I've already done. I got a little bit ahead of myself, so hopefully you can forgive me for that, but it'll give you a good idea of what I got laid out here. So I'll get you turned around, we'll get right into it. Alright, in the shade here of the carport, it's pretty warm out. Hopefully everybody else is staying cool, and you can kind of see what I got going on here. I've taken just a pallet that I got from work. It's a single-use pallet, nothing treated. That's just comes in on loads of feed, and I've went to Orchland's Tractor Supply, some kind of like farm goods store, and I've gotten me a horse stall mat, and this one is 4 foot by 6 foot and pretty well covers. I just eyeballed this. I didn't actually measure the distance. As you can probably see, there's probably some difference between this right here and over on this edge, how much overhang there is, but for the most part, I mean, I got it fairly centered. And then I've went through and I went and got me some just stainless fender washers, and they're the 3/16, and then they're 1 1/4 inches all the way around, and these were a pack of 7. So instead of having me a weird odd number out there, I just went with 6 of them. And then I've used regular decking screws. I think they're 1 5/8 and just screwed those right in here. It looks like one of them here I didn't get too well screwed in, so we'll change that. Looks like he may have pulled out when I had him up here a minute ago, so I'll take him out and then I'll put in another one here, and then we'll get him tilted up and I'll show you the whole project. It's pretty simple. This is also 3/4 of an inch thick, so it kind of gives you an idea how thick that guy is, and it should stop everything that I throw at it, at least at a farther range. Some up close shots, like if you're shooting at 20 yards, this may be a little bit light. It may still go through it a little ways, but should still get everything stopped and not just fly off in the never land. So I'll get you set up and you can see me get these just screwed down real quick. Alright, gonna start off by adjusting this one just a little bit. Maybe hold it out. And then we're not gonna sink it down too tight because we don't want to pull it out, but that fender washer should hold it on there pretty good. And then we will get to work on this one here. I hate these bits. I need to get me a Torx head, but nothing real crazy. Just find your spot you want. Feel that you're hitting something in the back. You can tell by the give of the rubber mat. And then ease it through and make sure she's tight. And we should be all set. So I'll get her set up here and we can take a look. this is pretty well what she's gonna look like in the end. I mean, this whole project probably takes less than 15 minutes once you have everything. Just a handful of decking screws, those fender washers, that big mat. The mat is kind of hard to move around. The pallet, it's light, but it's not that light. The screws, having it screwed to the pallet makes it a lot easier to move that mat around. That dude is heavy. I don't know what the weight on it is, but it's all there. I'll take around, show you the back of it here. You can kind of see, I mean, it's just screwed into the heavier boards here at the top, across, and then since there's 3 braces in that pallet, it's just in those heavier pieces of wood. Slats, I mean, it makes it a little bit lighter. If you do miss, hopefully you hit one of these boards, it'll stop it also. But the weight is a big drawback on this whole project. If there was a way I would think about putting some wheels on it, make it easier just to move around, just for me. I've seen guys after I built this project that they had actually just framed up around it and then hung it. That's probably great. That way, whenever your arrow hits, it takes a little energy out of it by moving the mat itself. But I would say they also have some issues moving it. I can move this by myself. I can throw it in the bed of the truck. I can move it around that way. But the second big drawback, something I'll probably look into the future, I have it just sitting there against the braces on the carport. Right now I'm just setting it up against the fence. I would like to build some braces on the back so it could stand by itself. That wouldn't be anything really hard to do. It's just something I hadn't planned on doing yet today, and I was wanting to get out there, take some shots on the target. So that should get everybody taken care of. As far as if you're wanting to get one real fast, a lot of times these single-use pallets, you can go and they'll probably give them to you. May charge you $1. I've heard of places just $1 and you can take them. Especially if you get a broke one or get 2 broke ones and steal some good boards off of them, put together, make one, then just burn the rest of the bad one. But should be quick, simple, fairly cheap. That mat was the most expensive thing. It was like $50, and then those screws were, I don't know, something. The fender washers, the screws I had on hand, and the fender washers, I think they were $2, and they were stainless. I wanted stainless so that being out in the weather, they would stay a little shiny. I didn't want them rusting, just kind of unsightly. And that's just a personal preference. It's by no means going to change the quality of what you're building here. Hope you enjoyed the video. Pretty simple, pretty quick. May show some modifications in the future. Definitely want to put a brace on this, I think, just to help keep it up on its own, make my life easier. But I'll probably do that wherever its final resting place is going to be. Like I said, kind of heavy. Maybe I can put some little wheels on it that whenever you tip it over, they take over and you can just cart it around. If I can get that done, it'd be a real win. This thing would be great then. But hope you enjoyed it. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.